I'm Morgan.
And it's the one and only Kiera Simone, and you are tuned into
At the End of the Day.
So what's the tea today?
So today we're going to take a break from harsh topics that we've been going over the past 2 weeks, and we're going to take it real smooth today and talk about social media. We're going to talk about all the different scenarios, topics, and just different stuff we didn't think we're going to deal with the past 20 years that we've had to deal with this past 5 years or so because of social media. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's talk about Instagram.
We're having some technical difficulties, obviously, today. Normally it goes a little bit smoother than this, but it's okay. Okay, you ready, Morgan?
Yeah, he's jumping in my face.
Okay. All right. So once again, we're talking about social media. So what's the first topic that we're going to touch on right about now? Instagram. This is my opinion on social media as a whole. I feel like people don't use social media for what it's supposed to be used for. Like, social media is supposed to be used for entertainment and
getting to know people.
Entertainment and business purposes only. And I feel like people don't use it for that anymore.
It's taken off a whole world of its own. I like how people are using it to get information and cause global change. Get into politicians because now they're more accessible to us. But also people really abuse it when they go around threatening people, making troll accounts, just tracking people down and just threatening them, just trying to ruin their whole day, and then doxing them, getting all their personal information, putting it all out there. And then you can create a whole nother life on social media.
You really can create a whole nother life. I eat catfish.
Ooh. Let's start with, Instagram really does promote catfish. So let's start with that. So
with Instagram as a whole, like you said, people take on a whole nother life form on it because what you post can really not be what you're living like, and people don't realize that. Just because I post something, people post all the time that they're happy, and they really don't be happy. Or either people can post, and let's not forget all the rappers that be posting all their riches and all their money, and in reality,
and it's rented.
And in reality, they're poor. So Instagram can really give a whole nother, can really give you a whole nother life that nobody knows about. It's so much that goes on behind the scenes that Instagram doesn't show, because you post what you want to post on Instagram. And sometimes people, and also I understand, you don't want your business on Instagram, but I get people don't want their business on Instagram, but let's not front for the gram, if that makes sense. You don't have to put every single detail of your life on there, because that's not what, if that's not what you want to post, it's not what you want to post. But let's post what's really post what you really going through. Be mindful of what you post.
Yeah, because as we go through the evolution of social media, we had MySpace, chat room forums, and now we have Facebook, which has been taken over by our aunts and uncles, grandmas, and our mothers and our fathers.
Wait. Facebook is on some other stuff now. If you really be on Facebook with a whole bunch of your friends and stuff, Facebook is really a whole nother world. Once you start adding people your own age, Facebook is different. If you get on Facebook enough, you'll realize Facebook is truly different.
I want to get my news from there though.
Facebook does post a lot of key news though, but Facebook
be a whole
Facebook is a real different world.
Every time I go in there, I always see somebody else getting engaged. It just makes me so happy, and I see someone else having a baby, and I see someone else went to jail. So time to hop off.
Facebook stuff like that get me sad though, because it's just wow, you're pregnant, you're getting engaged. So look at me, just
you in college. A lot of them aren't in school, and they want to be in school. Just think about that. That's a key factor.
Yeah. Well, I know for the past 3 episodes we kind of tap into talking about the shade room and how the shade room and Baller Alert, but today we're gonna really get into the messiness.
Roast.
the simple mindedness of the Shade Room. I personally, at one point in time, of course, I was following the Shade Room. At one point in time, everybody follows the Shade Room. But at this point in life, I do not follow the Shade Room because honestly, I don't condone what they do. Because I feel like the Shade Room purposely posts stuff to get reactions out of people. And I understand it's called the Shade Room, but some stuff is just absolutely unnecessary. Like, if a kid like looks a certain way, they'll post it, and then they'll post like some type of shady caption.
Like, caption this, and they know it's gonna be derogatory.
And they know it's gonna be derogatory. And one time, I don't know if you know them, but G Herbo and Ari, they were in a relationship and they broke up. Mm-hmm. And then they had like this promo, like it was a real nasty breakup, like they was all over Instagram. And they had a real nasty breakup, and they have a son together or whatever. And you know, he's moved on and she's moved on, but they posted a picture of, they were doing like a promo for like this do-rag company, and G Herbo had on one of the do-rags, and they posted the picture with Ari in the back. And it's just like, come on, like, you know, these people have not been together for how long? You already know what type of nasty breakup they had. You already know both of them had moved on, and then you decide to post this to be funny. Like, it's just like, come on. Like, the certain stuff that they do is just like, ew.
They promote toxicity.
Yes, to the fullest extent. Like, they, any little thing that somebody does, like, they post it.
And they'll blow it up out of proportion.
Blow it all the way up out of proportion.
Like, if a celebrity comments, they'll re-screenshot the comment. They're like, whoa, what do you guys think of this?
Yeah, like, if people are going back and forth in the comments, they'll post that. And it's just like, all that is not necessary.
And I know they got to be stressed out doing all that stuff. You keep on bringing all that drama into your life. Your life is probably just miserable.
First of all, who runs the Shade Room?
It's a man. He's messy. He goes on the real all the time. He's really messy. I can tell they don't like him. Especially when they talk to him, they're just like, I want to tell you off so bad. But he's just like, you can just look at him and just tell he just has nothing better to do.
It's really sad. I didn't know a man ran the Shade Room.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't
be the whole team, but he's the lead. He created it.
I mean, it wouldn't have been acceptable if it was a woman, but like, you're a grown man doing it. It's like, ew.
In drama, because you know, men who are in drama are the worst.
Cause like, I feel like when men get in drama, they in it. Like, they're in it. Like, that is their, like, they're messy. Ew. The Shade Room, to me, it's just so just negative. Like they don't post nothing positive in the Shade Room. Like, and I feel like it's so much positive. You know, the world is negative as a whole, but it's so much positivity that goes on in the Shade Room. I feel like it's so much positivity that goes on in the world that the Shade Room just feels like they just don't want to post. And it's just like, that's the best you got.
They used to be more pro-black back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then as time grew on, after they got deleted, they came back just angry. You could just feel it. You can just feel it every time you like go in the comment section. You can comment something really positive, and people will just be like, and it's also the people that go on there.
Oh, the comments in the Shade Room are sickening sometimes. That's why I really don't like the Shade Room, because for one, they post stuff to get reactions out of people, and they already know the type of reactions they're gonna get. Like, the Shade Room they be knowing what type of people gonna comment, what they gonna say. So for them to be posting, like, that's why I don't miss it, like, when they post other people's kids, because you already know the type of comments you're going to get.
I absolutely hate it when they posted that Christmas picture of the West, and then North, she had on makeup. Honestly, I wouldn't put my kids in makeup unless they're doing ballet, but I didn't see anything wrong with it, because I'm like, she's a child. It doesn't really matter. She's just playing. They're like, wow. R. Kelly's probably looking at her like, I'm like, why would you say that?
The whole shebang was because like I said before, like, they post stuff to get a reaction. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows North was like what? North is like what, 5'6"?
5'6" around that age.
5'6", and like you said, I wouldn't put my child in no heavy makeup like that. But like, it's a red lip. Come on, like
she probably just like, oh my gosh, it's colored.
Like, you know, she's just playing the makeup, and it's a Christmas picture. But the commenters were just on 80, and it was too much. It's always just a level of extraness that the Shade, because I feel like the Shade Room already blows stuff out of proportion as it is, and then the commenters just go so hard. The Shade Room has like what, 15 million followers?
They have a lot.
The Shade Room has a bunch of followers. Like, how many?
They probably buy some of it because sometimes I know Baller Alert buys their followers.
I don't even like. 15.2 million followers. I wouldn't.
The ratio, they buy it. They buy it.
I don't even like Ball Alert. Well, nothing I don't like is the whole comparing two people in outfits that I'm looking at. I definitely
That's
don't.
stupid because everybody works something different.
Cause my whole thing with that is like everybody's gonna wear it differently, and then and then once again with the comments and like, it's too much. They don't even promote. I want to know whose job is it to like go through people's comments and screenshot
That's
one.
gotta be stupid and boring. Cause
You're just going through comments, screenshotting. Like all they do is go through screenshot comments. Ooh, look who posted here.
Look who got to this argument. And you gotta follow arguments because people, they delete stuff real quick.
Yes.
It's like you don't leave room for human error. Like people get mad and they just do stuff in the moment. And also social media, you really can't.
I get on the shade room like maybe once a week just to because like a post. I'm trying not to get on here at all, but sometimes like it just be so much. Like the shade room has what? 74,000 posts.
That's a lot.
Like, you know how much messiness goes on in there? Like, I feel like the shade room is a big reason why.
Also, it seems they don't like black women.
Yeah, I feel like the shade room is a big reason why social media has taken the turn it has, because they have so much pull. They have so much pull, like
brand deals, just getting artists on there. Like they had an interview a few weeks ago with August Alsina, but some of the questions I'm just like, that's not very interviewy like. Because they were asking about his like personal sex life, and I'm like,
yeah, no,
that's not something you would ask somebody.
It's like they don't have a level of professionalism.
They probably have never been to like journalism school.
No, they can't.
They're just like people that came together and they're just like, I want to be a blogger.
and it's with being a blogger, you still have to have a level of professionalism within there. Like they teach you certain things that you're supposed to say and not say. Mm-hmm. So for them to just go in and still be doing all that is too much.
And also copying information for popular news outlets and not even crediting them.
That is journalism.
And then promoting lies.
That is journalism 101.
And not publishing a retraction. Like if they're like, what was the last thing they got into? They got into it with Cardi B. Mm-hmm. They stay at it with Cardi B because she's always like, don't post me. Mm-hmm. Don't post my daughter. Don't post my family. Don't post anything about me. Don't post anything about me. And they continuously do it because they know she's going to come back and it's going to get a lot of comments. And then even with that, she still goes underneath their posts. And she's like,
I wouldn't want them posting my child either. Do not post my kid. What is wrong with you?
It's just a cesspool of mess. Speaking of a cesspool of mess, let's talk about scammers on Instagram. Vent tummy tea. FYI, that stuff will kill you. I'm telling you. Allegedly. But it will.
What do you mean it'll kill you?
Okay, so I can finally talk about this because I've been telling people every time someone's like, I'm going to get me some Vent tummy tea. So, on the list...
Because when you say, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you said scammers, I thought you was talking about the people that be like,
oh, buy this hair thing, and then it's like, I never got it.
No, not that. The people who be like in your DMs, like, do you have Bank America?
What?
Those scammers. What? You don't know the IG
scammers. There's a different level of scammers everywhere.
IG is full of scammers. I thought when you said scammers, I thought you meant the turn 15 and the 15,000. Those people. I have to show you after. Like people would slide into, like this girl slid into my DM one time and she was like, she was like, I work for I can't even remember what she said, but she was like, give me your bank information and your cash app. Girl, you crazy? No, you cannot get none of that information from me.
What? People actually do that? Like I heard about it.
People scam. Like it's bad.
Like But like what I was talking about was like people that are actually like selling products and they're just like, oh, this is gonna grow your hair, and then like they'll have like 115 likes, but 600 comments, and all the comments are like, "Where's my product at?" Like, I bought this 2 months ago, and it's
the only product that I've ever bought from Instagram is those Miracle Drops. And they actually work. But that's the only thing I've ever bought from Instagram. But they actually, like, work. The Kaleidoscope Miracle Drops. I use them on my edges.
Oh, yeah, because they're actually in the beauty supply store. So I know it works if you're actually on shelves.
Yeah, but, like, I don't trust that flat tummy tea anyway. Because, like, the people that they use promoted are naturally little women anyway.
Naturally little, or they got lipo.
Yeah, so, like, how can I trust any of that?
Like, I see them little things inside your hips. You're not fooling me. I see the little incision marks. But, so on the ingredient list, it has this thing called sienna seed. And sienna seed, you're only supposed to take it once in a while. When I mean once in a while, I mean like once, like every 6 months, like once a year. After Thanksgiving, maybe, after Easter dinner, because you just ate a lot and you like...
So it like cleans you out completely.
Yeah, so with the Fit Tummy Tea, they have the one you take in the morning and one you take in the evening. If you miss it, you are not going to be able to go use the potty the next day. You're just going to be constipated, and it's going to hurt a lot. And if you overconsume it, it can cause ulcers in your stomach, because they have, if you look up what the sienna seed actually does, I hope I'm saying it right, it's SENNA, if anybody wants to look it up. And so, like, if you continuously consume it, you're going to start wearing down the lining of your stomach.
Oh, my God.
And then, like, the acid is going to start acting up, and then you're going to cause ulcers in your stomach. And a lot of people, they have ulcers and whatnot. Because some of the people that actually drink it, they're just like, oh, yeah, my stomach hurts because I missed a day. And then you have to, like, make sure that you're, like, on par. Because when you try to fade it out, it's going to take a minute for your body to actually go back to, like, trying to go on its own. There are plenty of other stuff, supplements and stuff that you can get legally. Well, their stuff is legal. Wait, no, it's not even approved by the FDA. The FDA is actually going to get a crackdown on all that fitness stuff in a few years.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's business is crumbling down. But there's, like, other stuff that actually works. Like, you can go to Kroger and get, like, the sienna tea bags yourself. The ones that aren't going to tear up the lining of your stomach.
Ew. Yeah. But, like, I wouldn't take, I don't know. Like I said before, at one point in time, I thought about it, but I was just like, but doesn't it cost like an arm and a leg anyway?
It ain't cheap.
It's not cheap anyway.
Because they're like, oh, the bottle, the little tea thingy, the little, because everybody was drinking it, everybody watched on YouTube. I'm like, oh, it must work. And then after a while, they're like, oh, I'm drinking green tea, and it's like, what happens to Fit Tummy Tea? Like, don't talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about that. Because they don't sell it anymore.
Nobody promotes it. It's $36. It's $49 for a 4-week program and $36 for a 2-week program. Yeah, no.
I can just go to Kroger and get the $5 box.
I'd rather just get a Slim Fast and some almond milk and some ice and mix it all together.
I love almond milk. You can get like the protein powder from you can actually go to TJ Maxx and get protein powder because like they get marked down a lot. But moving on, let's talk about these IG models.
We use the term model very loosely.
Some people are actually models that actually do model for brands. They go on like stuff like Fashion Nova, which I don't like. They go on brands like Pretty Little Things.
I have a love-hate relationship with Fashion Nova.
They don't post enough black women. Because that's their demographic, and they just post racially ambiguous people. Not that there's anything wrong with the women that post. I think they're beautiful, but they all look the same. It's like, dang, is that a different model or the same girl? And you gotta go on the ad to actually figure out. They still a lie.
I have a couple Fashion Nova jeans.
You got a couple?
I got a couple. They really fit nice.
Well, if you got a couple, then go on here. Go on with your bad self.
The thing with Fashion Nova that really bothers me is that the whole stealing of black designers.
Girl,
the whole stealing from black designers. Like I said, I buy a couple pair of jeans. I buy a couple little fitted dresses, but that's about it. But Fashion Nova and the stealing designs from designers is a bit much.
It is. Because independent designers, you can't patent designs. And so...
They actually can.
You can.
You can patent designs, but the process is long and expensive. It's very expensive. Because even to patent a logo is like $350. And that's just a logo. That's like $350. But, to patent an actual piece of clothing, it's doable. But it's a process. It's, you know, but everything is a process. But if you are a designer, I strongly suggest that you have certain designs. Just keep it
like the bedazzle. The girl who did the bedazzles that Khloe Kardashian stole. That stuff is cute.
Don't forget it was a girl who was doing like crochet tops. They stole all her designs.
And the girl who did the camo stuff, and Kylie stole her stuff.
Yeah.
And then Kim stole somebody else's design. Oh, Kylie stole her whole the whole thing with IG Envy brands. They always like stay stealing their stuff because like she did her lipstick logo thing. She stole that from this lady, and guess what? The lady won. But she settled out of court because homegirl was gonna lose out some coins.
That's why you gotta have this. Our little tidbit for the day. You know, we always have a little lesson of the day. Always have your paperwork in order before you do anything. Before you try to sell a product, get your paperwork in order. So you know when somebody come at you sideways, you got yours. Period. Okay, now let's switch gears. Okay, so we talked about Instagram. Now let's talk about my. Oh, okay.
I want to keep dragging Instagram.
Okay. We're still gonna. Okay. So, I mean, how far deep do you want to go with Instagram? Because we can go on for days.
I was going to talk about. We can talk about in-depth catfish because it's starting to get to a point where they're going to have to start passing laws because people are like really setting people up to get like beat up instead of like.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I forgot what it was. It might have been in Russia. This guy thought he was talking to this model. He was from America. You know, a lot of American guys are dumb. We're from America, so, you know, we can say that. We know from experience. Guys are stupid. But he went over there, thought he was about to get married, but, no, it was a bunch of dudes, and they got beat up.
Oh, no. I mean, because with Instagram, and like I said, it's no real way of telling. Like, you can't even get nobody's real name from Instagram if you want to be honest.
Unless you ask them. Slide in the DMs.
Unless you ask them or they have it on their page. Like, of course, my Instagram name is Susie the Pot Whipper. If you don't know me, you're gonna think my name is Susie. Like my real name is nowhere. I mean, my real name is in my bio, but my real name is like.
It is. Let's go check.
I mean, it's in my bio, but it's just like if you don't know, you don't know. So. Instagram is tricky anyway. That's why I try not to get too in depth with it or start talking to people that I really just genuinely don't know. Like, you know, if we met somewhere and then you slide in my DMs, okay, cool, we can talk. But like if I don't know you from nowhere,
it might be a little difficult. Like, hold on.
Not a little difficult. It's gonna be difficult because I'm not gonna talk to you because
you're a stranger.
I'm gonna be scared.
To be honest, you're a stranger. I never see you around. You know what's really weird is when like you follow people from school and they're just like, "Hey, I saw you cross campus." And
the one thing that bothers me so much is like I can be interacting with people all day on Instagram or Twitter, and then we see each other there and nobody speaks. I'm just like, is that weird?
I follow like 10 people that like I've never like. I'm like, I see you around campus. You follow me, but then I have a class with you. And I said hi to you. You just looking at me like I'm crazy. Like you just like my picture.
You just like my picture.
You just watched my story. You know, you just saw me. Speak to me. Just be friendly. Be cool. Say hi. Say what's up. You know.
Instagram is just weird, regardless, because Instagram I feel like is a tit for tat. Like I said before, people don't use it for what it's supposed to be used for. It's supposed to be used for business purposes and entertainment purposes. You show your little family photos, you go on. But when you start putting people business out there, you got people arguing. Oh, how do you feel about women and like just being naked on Instagram? I feel like it's a tit for tat for me because a part of me feels like, you know, it's your body. You can do whatever you want to do. If you look good, shove. And a part of me is just like, I feel like it's a fine line you can walk in there.
It's a very thin line because a lot of people follow like the Amber Rose style of feminism. They're just like, it's my body. I'm going to do what I want with it. But some of the stuff they pose is like, that's very sexual. And like, you're talking about free the nipple, but they're talking about like people who are like just out at the beach and they just out at the beach. And they're talking about women who are breastfeeding. That's what they're talking about with freedom nipple. Some people are talking about freedom nipple. They're talking about just freeing them, throwing them out, and just being nasty in public. And sometimes when they do stuff like that, and amongst other stuff that I'm not going to get into detail with, and it's just like, that doesn't really fall into line with some of the standards they have on Instagram. And they get into fights with people inside the comment section and whatnot. It's like, some of the stuff you do is degrading to yourself.
I feel like it's a fine line. It's a fine line between like, okay, she's being, sexy. She just
you're a fitness model. Go ahead. That's your business.
She's or like you're promoting a brand and the clothes fit. But I feel like some women just take it too. Like some of it's just like, okay, come on now.
It's like, ooh, that's a lot going on right there.
Like that's a lot. Like, if you got on you're modeling for a brand, it's a lot of little Instagram boutiques and local boutiques who make girls model for, and some clothes are revealing. It's just the time that we live in, and it's cool, and I don't see no problem in that. But I feel like sometimes it's just like a little too much, and it's just like, come on now.
Like some of the girls that were on, I'm not gonna say Bad Girls Club because some of them are really nice. Some of them like the Claremont twins. We go on their stuff. It's like
the Claremont twins are a bit much. Some of the choices they make is just a bit much.
The incesty posts.
Those.
I didn't know that they were like actually sisters. I thought they just looked alike and they just told everybody they're twins. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're blood related.
Yeah, they're blood related. They're twins, and they have an older brother and an older sister.
Yeah, their sisters poses be like the same. I'm like, what does their brother do? But they're not the only ones that do like those incest.
Yeah, I don't like the whole touching each other and being naked, kissing. I don't like that.
That's really awkward.
Yeah, some of their posts are very.
Also Instagram is also a cesspool for prostitution.
Oh yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, not that I know. I was a little too jumpy at that. Not that I know. But it is very easy.
Because all you gotta do is take pictures, somebody sliding into DMs. Because you see some of these girls, they post up pictures at basketball games, then they never are seen with that basketball player again. It's just like they invite you to the game, you go to the game, you go afterwards, you go to his place, y'all do the nasty, and then y'all get paid.
Sometimes, y'all.
Then you get paid, and then you move on with your life. You buy another bag instead of buying the house.
But I really don't have, and it's not even like, I'm not like, how do I say this without sounding like I'm like promoting prostitution? I don't have a problem with women who do that, but it's just like
you might get caught up one day.
I just feel like I don't know.
You don't want to get caught up.
Never.
That's dangerous to be caught up with like a bunch of dudes and you're just like a woman.
I just feel like that ruins your
reputation.
Your reputation. Like I just feel like in doing anything, make sure you have some level of self-respect with anything that you do. Just have a level of self-respect
and awareness, personal awareness, because when we look at social media, everybody's looking at now. We're not looking at the later. Mm-hmm. We're not looking at the repercussions we're gonna have.
Because you always have to be mindful of what you post, for the simple fact it can come back up. It always will come back up. You see people from posts from 8 years ago, and then somebody finds it and it just pops back up.
Mm-hmm. Like a Brother Nature.
Yes, first episode
of our YouTube show. We were talking about Brother Nature and like his old tweets. Should you be held responsible for your old tweets? Mm-hmm. He was 12, so honestly, he was just saying stuff. Because I know when I was 12, some of the stuff I said was kind of weird.
I mean, I'm still reckless, so it doesn't matter.
But like when you're 12, it's just like, if we were all held accountable for things we did when we were 12, we weren't that bright. Some people still aren't that bright.
Some people still aren't that bright.
They're not using their brain at all. But it's just like, to a certain extent, because people love bringing up celebrities' old stuff. Sometimes it's like, yes, sometimes it's like, no. But if it's like super recent, like in the past 3 years, absolutely. If it was like 20 years ago, if you're like an adult 20 years ago, like you were over the age of like 18, yeah, you're going to be held accountable. But if you were still like a teenager or a child, to a certain extent, no. But with people with social media, who was that politician like a couple of days ago? She's not a politician. Like, she's black, but she's a white nationalist. Candace Owens. So she was like, last year she was talking about, oh, Hitler wasn't that bad. And they drug her for the filth yesterday. And so she's like, well, that's not what I said. But it's just like, the guy pulled up the video.
And that's another thing. You have to watch what you, and it's sad that it's like that, but you have to like really watch what you say, because people will twist your words. Because going back to the shade room will take a 45-minute interview and find a 20-second part of it where you said something, and then they'll post it, and it's just like, that's not even what I said. That start a whole uproar, like, that's not what I said. That is not what I said. That's not what I meant. And then they'll flip it, and then the comments will start going left and right. Then you get dragged, and it's just like, and then you turn into a meme, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, that's not what I said. And then you got people like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They got to pull out their iPhone, go inside the notes app, and like, look, I did a whole...
She said the notes app. That's exactly how they be.
They're like, oh, yeah, I didn't mean... Go talk to your publicist. Let them put out an official statement.
I feel like people undervalue what it means. People undervalue publicists.
Beyonce's publicist, I know she's getting paid a lot, because she's like Justin Timberlake's publicist, Chris Evans, Angelina Jolie, Angela Bassett. She's a lot. She's A-list Hollywood. That is her groundskeeping. Like, she keeps all their stuff together. And Beyonce really don't do interviews no more. So
if I was Beyonce, I don't want to do interviews. These people are crazy.
People ask stupid questions. Like, the reason she doesn't do interviews anymore is because somebody asked her, like, whose farts smell worse, yours or Jay-Z's? And she walked out, and that interview was never published. Come on.
I feel like with social media, people need publicists anyway. Like, you need with the way social, like Kodak Black with this whole situation.
I would just leave him alone.
Where is his publicist?
Oh, he's just all together. Every time he talks, I'm like, oh. Every time I hear a song in the gym, I'm like, oh, I just jump. He's just so cringe-ready. Like, the whole thing he was talking about, a young and maid, that's sexual harassment. You harassing this woman, and you know that she does not like men. And also, he looks like a gremlin. Just putting that out there. One, she don't like men. Two, she continuously says, leave me alone. And he just keeps going. And then the whole thing with Lauren London, Nipsey just passed away. Was it last week?
It literally had only been like 5 days when he posted it. When he said what he said.
He was like, I give her a year to grieve. Like, what? You know, T.I. defended her harder than he defended his own wife. That's
another thing. Cause social media will get your life all the way together, and you know, I understand where T.I. was coming from, but it's just like, you don't even go that hard for your own.
But honestly, he was doing that out of respect for Nipsey, not really out of respect for Lauren. And I wish people really defend her, because it's just like, she has to sit there and evaluate life without him, and she has to raise their son together without him. And it's just sad. And he's just back to Kodak Black. That's just nasty. Like, his record label really needs to sit him down and just like give him social media.
He needs a publicist.
He needs training.
He needs media training. He needs a publicist.
He can't give an interview for his life.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do none of that. Like, he needs to really go through some media training. He just needs to go through. I can't even get my words out today.
He needs to go through media training and then he snatch his social media, like, give me your passwords, give me your login. You're not getting this back.
Yeah, he don't need to be on social media for a while. Like, he just needs to go through some media training. He needs to know what's right, because obviously it seems like he lacks tech.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It seems like he lacks a lot of tech.
It's like, it's in my head. Let me say it.
No, and it seems as if he lacks tech. And when you and it's hard, and you can't lack tech in the industry like this, and then you can't lack tech
especially in this day and age.
In this day and age, people are so like sensitive, you know, and it's just like you can't have that type of attitude with the way times are now. So he just needs like some social media training.
He does. Speaking of sensitive, we're gonna touch on Twitter next week. We're gonna get into all the sensitivity, but for right now, we gotta go.
And you have just been tuned to At the End of the Day, hosted by me. I was about to say Susie the Power Lord, the one and only Kiara Simone, and
Morgan
All right, we'll see you next week.